Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crying is a Free Action, a podcast about news and politics in our home states, in the United States, the other states around the globe. I'm here joined with Al and Tommy, as always. We're glad to have them here, glad to be here. We call it Crying is a Free Action because we like tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons. And in those games, you get a lot of actions. Movement actions, attack actions, and a free action, which usually is used to taunt an opponent or warn an ally. We're here to remind you that you can cry as a free action. You can do it, today I almost did it when some bitch almost T-boned me in the truck on the way home from work while she was on her cell phone. So that was a Final Destination moment. You can also do it when the president can't recognize Photoshopped digits from not. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, how you guys doing this week?
Yeah.
The horrors persist, and so do I.
Yeah.
I've not been reading the news much this week, so I've been feeling pretty good. It feels pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to not keep up with the news, but at the same time you have to disconnect.
Oh yeah. I was even talking to a couple customers today that were like, oh, I haven't really been paying too close attention, but I see that this tariff stuff is actually hit. Now I better. I'm like, yep, you better. So So we're going a little more informal with it again this week. So what we're doing this week is there anything I can't show in here? No, not really. It's just my little notebook. Whenever I saw a headline that I liked, I figured we would talk about it. And so I've gotten a couple, probably 24 headlines here, but we don't have to talk about them for too overly long or go in depth about a lot of them. A lot of it is just making fun of Pete Hegseth. And that's always a good time. I'm also here to remind you that we have a website. It is easyvotend.com. And there's a new article up there from a very credible source about being an immigrant in the United States right now and how scary it is for them. And that actually, I think you should really head over to the website. It's super easy to find. It's the top thing right on there. All you have to do is hit the learn more thing. And now she's not hearing me? Oh. Oh well. We'll move on and keep going. But go to easyvotend.com, read the article, pass it on to a friend. Super easy. If you see this in any capacity, shape, or form, in video, VOD, wherever, please pass it on if you like it. If not, leave a comment. Tell me what you want me to improve on. I figured out how to read the comments, for better or worse.
There are comments?
There are comments. Actually, one of my customers, he's more of a friend than a customer than anything at this point. Well, he left some pretty good comments just about personal experiences and stuff that he thought, and it was a good time. Tyler is a good man. If you hear this, Tyler, I think you'll know who I'm talking about. So that the one that I wanted to talk about first is this whole. So Kilmar Abrego Garcia is still being.
Yeah, he's still in sicko.
Yep, correct. So one of the things Kristi Noem said, I believe that he would be deported if he came back. Okay, that's cool. You should bring him back and put him through the deportation process to see if he can be deported.
If that would actually happen.
Except they already did this, and they determined he can't be deported. So I don't know what... She has no idea what she's talking about. Again. That also goes to... I want to talk about... Did you guys see the Terry Moran video? The interview with him? This, I believe it was with CBS. It was the one with the MS-13 photo.
Oh yes, yeah. No, I think that wasn't that was CBS.
I'm not. Let's find out.
Let's see. I'm on my AP News, so I think I've seen clips of this.
It was ABC.
Okay. Well, they all have it up here. Anyways. So
they're giving you the.
I'm gonna see if I can find this here. Is this it? Is this it for 2 minutes? Okay. I got to work on this too to figure out how to get away so you guys can hear the video that I'm showing on here, but you'll just have to watch along a little on. You guys got the stream up?
Yep.
All right. So then we're going to switch to that. All right.
Big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry, but you're not being very nice.
What a guy. Okay, so a little recap there.
145% tariffs on what's going to happen. They were a reunion. You have to get
Okay, so
people.
tariffs.
He wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute
Wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
He had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter M.
This guy is just a grade A asshole. What, Terry. Don't do that. They just can never be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to finish this up because he continues to be an asshole, turns out.
S13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshopped. So let me
That was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that. Hey,
Terry, you can't do that. I'm giving you the break of a lifetime. Continuing on.
they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry. But you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
We'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
This is our president. This is who you elected.
And you think it was Photoshop? Well,
Here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. Do you think the reputation...
Yeah, so this guy, I had never heard of Terry Moran either, but he did, frankly, a really good job, I thought, trying to give Trump an out. At least, like, dude, stop.
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree, et cetera, but he's... You may not have heard of him, but he did I think at least 9 interviews. He used to be the White House correspondent.
Sure.
During the W. Bush era.
Ah.
And then he also did interviews with Obama after the fact.
Sure. I wasn't as keyed into the news then.
No, that's fine. We don't keep up with news, I guess, personalities like that. But this guy isn't an unknown. Trump's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can photoshopped. I spelled that wrong. 13. Let's see.
I think I have.
Here we go.
I'll probably send, if you want, I can send you, I guess, the part where they actually do a full interview about the clip, about interviews and, well, not the full clip, but the actual just like timestamp on the full whatever. I probably learn to speak English too. Otherwise, I'm going to get sent back to China. So, here.
So this is the image that we're talking about, and the reason so if you didn't know, I was in law enforcement for many years, and I have a little background working with some gang stuff in prisons and whatnot. So looking at these are supposed to be interpreted as an MS-13 tattoo, and that's whatever. That's fine. Do what you want with that. However, the M, the S, the 1, and the 3 are not actually tattooed on there. They're superimposed because those are the interpretive things of the.
That's what they're trying to interpret the tattoos as. Yes.
Clearly.
You can even see the writing down there. It says marijuana smiley cross. Cool.
Yeah.
Like I just don't understand why they're trying. Aside from the fact that this is clearly photoshopped, and you would have to be a complete fucking idiot to think that this is actually tattooed on somebody's hand.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the majority of gangs like this have like to be interpreted. They will fucking let you know they're in that gang.
Yeah, a lot of, and I mean, sometimes they do have like some symbolism toward the gang, but like these are pretty generic things and are not good indicators.
No.
So, I if that is all the data they're going on to
Don't forget the Chicago Bulls hat.
I mean,
that one is even more inflammatory. I hate that one so much because I was a Bulls fan. I get it. So this poor guy is still out there. Not the guy in the corner. That's fat JD Vance. But Kilmar Abrego Garcia is still down in Venezuela, and Trump is still defying the orders to bring him home. And
he's defying every fucking order.
So that was one of the other things. This leads into another thing. El Salvador. Thank you. I couldn't remember. There were other Venezuelans being deported back to Venezuela that I was reading about as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I think a judge in Texas actually put a stay on that.
Correct.
And told them that they can't send them back to Venezuela.
Yep, and so that brings us into a judge in Texas that Trump appointed ruled that he cannot be using the Alien Enemies Act to deport these people because we are not
correct. We're not at war with
any of these countries or these people.
Or this, we're not at war. Saying that we're quote unquote at war with Trendy Aragwe is not a valid situation to call upon the Alien Enemies Act.
Correct. And the really scary thing is that they are preparing to try to go to war in Mexico with cartels. Whether Mexico wants it or
not. Whether Mexico wants it or not. That's right. It's. I mean, I was telling you guys a few weeks ago that they were staging fucking equipment. I wouldn't be surprised if they call it something like a special military operation.
Yep.
But
you can absolutely go back and check those tapes. He did talk about this.
You can't tell me that sending a fucking Stryker brigade, a fucking airborne division down to the border is for peacekeeping.
Right.
Those aren't peacekeeping elements.
No.
Well, not yet. We do have other. We might be changing how we keep the peace nowadays.
Don't give them ideas, Tommy.
No shit. So, he can't use the Alien Enemies Act anymore. Thank God, because that's terrible. All right. So tariffs are basically here. They're only going to get worse from here. Some have still not hit. Some are going to be rolling out.
The majority of the tariffs that are going to impact people that are just like, people just going to the stores and people just buying shit online. They haven't completely hit yet, so You're not feeling that just yet. You're starting to feel it. You're starting to feel it in your, in your shop. You're starting to feel it in other a little bit more niche categories for now. But once we get into this later this month, starting in June, that's when you're gonna have, what is it? Fucking produce.
Yep.
Shit from Mexico. Shit from Canada.
Yep. China.
Shit from China.
Vietnam. All of them.
Yep. All that shit's gonna start getting more and more expensive.
It was really so. Again, I run a game store, and I was watching some CBS News piece on TikTok, and it was like talking to your friendly local game store, some gal who owned one, I couldn't remember where, but she's like, I'm stockpiling like it's like Christmas because 4 weeks from now, we're not going to be able to get anything. And they're exactly correct. So, was saying, Al had a good point saying they haven't hit for the majority of Americans yet, but, I got my first invoice as a business owner that had the tariff cost on it, and it added 10%, just like little more than 10% to the whole total. And again, that's only the start.
Yep.
Well, I think Tommy's got that.
I have some on my screen up here. So we're starting to see it in other places. So right now I'm looking. This is from I guess CNBC, and it's one of my favorite places to buy super cheap things because I can no longer afford Amazon. It was Temu. But you can see down here, right about there, you see we have now import charges going on. So usually, for just $30. Now this is the 140-something% tariff on import charges. So
This is on
Doesn't
Temu
have-
right now.
I was on Temu right now. This is an article from 5 days ago.
Ah, excellent. And that actually brings up another thing I wanted to talk about on here. There was brief talk that Amazon was kind of going to do the same thing, where
Yeah, they were putting a tariff portion on it, but of course, the White House started bitching about it, and the Bezos caved,
correct.
or whoever the fuck is in charge. I don't know if it's actually Bezos
He's
or
off
if
playing
it's
with
some other
penis
person.
rockets and Katy Perry.
Yeah, whatever the fuck he's doing. But the Bezos shopping service caved, and now there's no tariff costs that are shown on your fucking invoice anymore before you buy anything.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And Bezos is still responsible. For
Yeah, Bezos is definitely still involved.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the chat saying that he apparently did call Bezos.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not surprised.
Howard, get Jeff Bezos on the line. Fox News said a bad. Exactly. Yeah,
No,
Trump did
he
say-
didn't tell anybody to call Jeff Bezos. He just took out his fucking cell phone that's completely unsecured
Yeah.
and just dialed it.
And apparently, whenever it rings, he just answers it.
Yep.
That's which is really funny. How about a little good news ish? Mohsen Madawi was finally freed. So he was.
Yeah, I saw that. That is good news.
Unfortunately, he did miss the birth of his first child while he was being illegally detained. So I hope he gets the fattest settlement and that kid never has to work a day in their fucking life. When the dust all settles, that is. So
When the dust settles,
yeah.
If there's anything fucking left.
If that's a possibility. But we're glad to see him out. Hopefully more are following suit. And the way I think this is going to work from a legal standpoint is that a judge can literally just go down the line and just be like, okay, you're gonna release this guy, or I'm gonna hold you in contempt. No? Okay, you're in contempt. Then they go down the line. And eventually, they can just go all the way down the line if they want to, until somebody finally is just like, okay, I'm going to do what you say. I don't want to be held in contempt.
Oh, chat's talking about going back to the Mexico cartel shit, talking about the fentanyl and how Trump saved. I think the actual number was like 258 million.
That was her
Americans.
final.
It was 258 million Americans from fentanyl fucking deaths, and I was just like, oh okay, I didn't realize I was getting fucking spoon-fed fentanyl.
You should really watch The Daily Show from this week about that, because they did a great job with it.
I'm sure. I've tried not to watch it because I want to watch it with my wife, but then
Sure. This one right here. Trump hits 100 days and Canada celebrates by electing the anti-Trump. That's a good time maybe to bring that up.
Australia.
Also Australia, good point. Also, Germany classified the AfD as an extremist right-wing terrorist group.
Oh,
well, their spy agency did.
Yep.
No, that's Russia. What's the spy group in Germany?
I don't know what it's called.
Gestapo.
No, Tommy.
The Gestapo.
No, Tommy.
Stroopwafel.
The Stroopwafel. I'm sorry to Germans in chat. There's like two of you.
Yeah. So that's kind of a no shit kind of thing, like good. And remember, this is a German party that Germany is classifying as right-wing extremist terrorists that J.D. Vance went to meet with earlier this year. Yes, also Elon Musk loves the AfD. Oh, he loves them. So, fucking Twitter guy.
It's the Federal Intelligence Service.
Okay, that makes... Yeah, FSB. Or FSC, or whatever they call it there.
In German, it's BND.
That's lame. I don't like... The Bundesliga.
That's actually the Bundesnachrichtendienst.
I was close.
Yeah. It was pretty close.
Braunschweiger.
They spy on the Bundesliga. It's fine.
What's
Bundesliga. It's
that's
it's
the one. That's the one I know. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the soccer word? All right. What else we got here? Oh yeah. Trump had himself 100-day rally, and
Oh yeah, fucking it wasn't. Didn't he do that shit in like Wisconsin or shit?
it was
or
in
something?
like Michigan, I think.
Whatever.
And
Mhm.
yeah, whatever, indeed. But apparently, it wasn't very full, and so like a half hour before it started, they asked for a bunch of volunteers to like move the bleachers so that when Trump came out, it would seem more full.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
I'm like, what a little, you're kind of a little piece of shit, aren't you? What a little bastard.
You know, I mean, like, we have to be really careful what we say, because our president is a really sensitive little man, with a little heart.
Yes.
And other little weirdly shaped things. So, I don't want to insult him too badly, because as a man who also has anyways, it's a tough, I'm trying to look at the photos too, 100 days and 100 photos, and it was a waste of time.
He tries to say his rallies are bigger than everybody's, when in reality they're not even fucking, half the time they're not even half full.
But I'm just like, look, man, I get you, if you're 100 days sober on the job, congratulations for you, bud. But, you have a tough job. You got to do your actual damn job instead of going golfing. And, I know this is not what you want to do. You just want to do rallies because it's the coolest place ever for you. And I get it.
Yeah,
But-
he can go over there and do his little dance.
Oh, his little jerk off dance.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. What else do I got here? Well, UPS laid off 20,000 people and closed facilities. So as we talked about with, tariffs hitting, we're just not going to get as much stuff because it's too fucking expensive. So we've already seen like truckers not getting work. The Port of Seattle one day had literally zero activity.
And if you check any of like their, I guess if you look at, I don't know if it's being reported, but I've seen through the grapevine that evidently the scheduled ships that are due to arrive in port are just decreasing.
Yep, absolutely. And so like with that, obviously that's going to mean a lot less domestic deliveries because we're not importing anything and we don't make anything here and we're never going to make anything here. No, we don't.
We're never going to make anything here. Not with these people.
No, definitely not with these people. Oh yeah, I saw one that kind of pissed me off real bad. Oh my god. Okay. The California bar test, the test to become a lawyer. They call it the bar. You got to pass the bar. You guys know that. I'm just explaining for everybody.
Right,
anyways, you got to pass the bar. Well, it's a big test. And so, apparently the new California bar test was written by AI.
Sick. I bet you I could pass it.
I know, right? You just use AI to beat the AI.
Yeah, just use my AI to pass it.
Yeah, actually. So I saw that one and went, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Hey Siri, give me the answers to the California bar. I forgot that I turned it off. I turn that shit off all the time.
Yeah,
it annoys me.
Like it's one thing to like really, if you're doing like any kind of standardized tests, isn't there just like a like an exam bank you can just pull from?
Almost.
Well, I mean, it's I'm sure there is. There's supposed to be like a standard that, because if you want to practice law, and really, if you want to get a license in a lot of things, a lot of these tests are pretty standard across the board. They just have variations based on state laws. So, I mean, using AI to create your shit is and that's California. So that's actually fucking dumb.
It is kind of bad. Like I'm looking at it, they did use AI to create 23 out of the 171. So it's not like they were super lazy, but still kind of. It is really bad. Lazy. And looks like it was a contractor that did it specifically. So it's really not.
Of course.
Be lazy. Yeah.
Everything's got to be a contract.
Yeah, of course. It's just like here. I was I had to go to the DMV this past week, and the DMV here in North Carolina is just trash, dude. Like I had an appointment, right?
Right.
My appointment was at 10. You know what time I got seen? Fucking 11:30.
Oh.
That's wild.
Yeah,
They didn't give you they didn't give you like a free Big Mac or something?
nah, man.
Fuck.
But anyway, so the what the fucking state government is doing is bringing in some fucking contractor from Boston or something to go look at what's wrong with the DMV. Like anybody who's gone to the
Oh my
DMV can tell
God.
you what's wrong with the DMV.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was there and they only had 2 fucking counters open servicing people. They don't have enough people working.
Yeah.
You know, like that they're underfunded. The fucking Republican General Assembly the government in general just keeps fucking cutting shit and then being like, oh, it doesn't work, so then they cut it more.
Yep. Burn it down.
In a completely off-topic thing, one of my frustrations sometimes is that we keep replacing a lot of like jobs that could be handled by humans with either technology and AI, which can be nice sometimes. But I've been trying to like cancel my Citizens bank account for the past year and a half, and like because they got my bank switched over and they kind of left Florida, well, at least closer to me. But I get stuck in the phone tree in a giant circle each and every week. I try to do
Yes, I hate that shit.
it.
I hate that shit when you try to call anybody and it gives you the options and it never gives you the option to actually talk to a human.
Yeah, so they're saving a lot of costs. Don't get me wrong; it's a lot cheaper to just have an AI run things, but if you're at the cost of just good service and things, this is the price we pay.
And
I'm
it's also crazy the amount of like websites I go to that's like, would you like to speak to an AI assistant about this? And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to look for a long HDMI cable, motherfucker. Like I don't need that.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you need the AI assistance.
I guess.
You need the AI assistant.
They just immediately start like talking dirty to it. Like, yeah. What you wearing? Just that's how you get banned from the internet forever.
Speaking about things that are getting banned from the internet forever, have y'all heard about the Take It Down Act?
I have not.
No. Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so
Yes, I did hear about it. Go ahead, Tommy.
all right, sure. So the Take It Down Act has been trying to push it and pass it up for a while. I guess I'm going to share Associated Press version of it on my screen here. So how do I do this? There we go. Oh no, I'm not. Nope. Later, I'll subscribe to you later. You guys do a great job. I'm sorry. So it is an act that they passed recently this week about trying to take down non-consensual deepfakes and revenge porn. So the idea is that, so in this case, Congress has overwhelmingly approved the bipartisan legislation to enact stricter penalties to try taking it down. So it's heading to getting signed by Donald Trump, probably, by auto pen, probably in a week or two. So it makes it illegal to knowingly publish or threaten to publish deep, intimate images without a person's consent. That includes AIs and deepfakes.
These are the issues they're worried about.
Well,
and
I mean, I'm glad they're doing it. It's something positive, but
they're not doing it for the positive part. They're doing it because they don't want people making memes of them.
So here's a fun one. So
yeah,
the idea sounds good in theory, but I have another page open up. This is the Electronic Frontier Foundation. So they're kind of like, I don't want to use the phrase like internet watchdog in a way, but they're really into keeping the internet kind of free in a way. This is, if you ever heard of the guy named like Richard Stallman, he kind of looks like an old wizard dude who talks about he's all about, kind of like about, your own personal liberties, especially with internet stuff.
Oh, I remember him on like old like History Channel documentaries and stuff, I think.
Yeah, he's been around that long.
He's an older dude.
He's an ancient man.
Yeah. He was old when he was on those shows.
So in this case, they're kind of read through part of the bill, and they're saying that it has a lot of overreach, and the idea is if removing what's considered like lawful speech, right? Because even if you have like ideas of what is considered harmful, these kind of things, it's still kind of part of your still part of lawful speech. because things like satire, right, and other forms of humor that may use this kind of content. This is still part of your First Amendment kind of rights in order to express these things.
That's true.
In a way. So that's part of it. And the idea of having such a heavy censorship in this case, it's easy to abuse because you need to specify what is considered a deep fake porn.
Right.
Right. And we don't really
they love labeling anything that they don't like as pornography.
Right. So that's
even though they love pornography.
Me too.
Yes, even though they love pornography. But that's one of the issues that I kind of run into, and that's kind of trying to bring up. So the electronic, Electronic Frontier Foundation, they're very much, this is kind of like one of the big messages. They've been very constant about this over the decades since I've been paying attention to internet stuff. So, but the thing is kind of overreach.
And for those of you who don't know, Tommy knows what he's talking about when it comes to internet stuff.
Yes, I have a computer.
Yeah, he's a computer.
Everything's computer.
But the idea is that, it almost sounds, like a weird thing when these people like, why are these rights important? But the idea is that, it's really easy to try to get these things taken away because they're made by people who don't know what they're talking about sometimes. It's sort of like,
not sometimes, man. I've seen some of these interviews with a lot of people, with a lot of these Congress people and like tech giant CEOs and shit like that, and it's fucking ridiculous how much they don't know.
Absolutely. And I saw it was a more recent interview with Barack Obama, and he was like, you get into the room with some of these people who think they're all that, and you start talking to them one-on-one, and you're like, oh, and it just sticks with me. Like, yeah, that's about right. So, up here, I've also got Trump had himself a little 100-day tea party. So let's have
sick.
Yeah, let's have a little listen to Trump's little tea party.
I want to throw it out.
Right? Yeah, it's going in the harbor, bitch. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of this because it's really sad.
Success then. Thank you.
You've done a great job, Susan. I think everybody agrees.
Clap for Susan. Good job, Susan. Oh, there's a hat that says Gulf of America.
Hell yeah.
That disagrees, please.
If anybody disagrees, throw him out immediately. This is what he does with everything. It's just all a joke to him.
Look, there's little Rubio. Look at his fucking
Kissinger?
stupid ass looking baby face.
It's little Kissinger.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Thank you. And you made it.
Pete Hedgehog looks like he
very
just got
clear
done
that you want to
fucking
put America
shotgunning
first.
like 20 beers,
And
bro.
also from
Look
day
at him.
one,
Look,
you want
holy shit.
He does look really strung out. Look at his tie. He's got a camo tie. That's fucking tacky. With a blue suit.
With a blue suit, bro. Yes.
This guy is fucking wasted.
Yeah, man.
That's the only tie that didn't have vomit on it. Okay, this guy is saying that you wanted to put America first.
make housing affordable again.
Make housing affordable
because
again.
We do have a housing affordability
Yeah.
crisis in our country, and so at HUD we've been cutting all the red tape and bureaucracy as it pertains to housing affordability and
cutting all the red tape and
creativity
bureaucracy.
of our
That's
builders
right.
and developers around our country and restoring local
Unleashing
control.
creativity.
We
Or
took
you mean
down
they're
the
just gonna cut
affirmative
corners?
and fair
Yeah.
housing rule, as you know, which was a zoning tax from Washington. So no longer will Washington be picking winners and losers, but localities. And
Look at little Rubio looking
elected
through his
officials
notes
in
like he
different
knows what he's
states and
going on.
cities will
Yeah,
have
right.
flexibility. Also, you alluded
So-
to securing the border, and such a great job has been done with all of our partners at the table.
He's probably looking at
See,
his
and
notes
and
being
this guy
like,
is a housing guy, but he's like, good job securing the border, Mr. President. And
Oh my
And at HUD, we
god.
want to make sure that the resources that we have now, which is American taxpayer dollars,
Trump
in the
doesn't know
Biden
what the fuck.
administration, they prioritize illegal aliens.
the Biden administration, they prioritize illegal aliens. I don't think that's true. I think
That's not true at all, bro.
Yeah.
They can't fucking apply.
yeah.
They can't. They
You don't
cannot
got,
fucking
you don't got a
apply.
driver's license.
You don't got no driver's license. You don't got no fucking social security. You can't apply for benefits.
No.
Why do you fucking people believe this shit?
Yeah. We gotta send Grandpa back to the retirement home. He's just sleeping on the job.
He does. He does. So this goes on for 2 hours. They literally go around the table
And talk about the shit that they've done great.
and not only that, everybody has to say something nice about the president.
Yep.
Like, good job, Mr. President, on this and that. I want to see if the Elon bit is in here. Oh, it sure is.
Oh, the one where he comes in with his with the safety baby.
No. This one's even better.
Oh.
Oh, here he comes.
Thank you very much. Elon, I love
What
All
the
right.
fuck? Why the fuck is he wearing his?
Don't worry. Don't you worry. He'll explain the joke 3 fucking times. All right, here we go.
the double hat, by the way. He's the only one that can do that. Get away with it.
Well, Mr. President, they say I wear a lot of hats. Even my hat.
See? I wear a lot of hats. Get it? Every time with this guy. He can't just let it be. And apparently this is just how he is all of the time with his humor. Let's see what else what Twitter guy has to say.
So,
Oh.
the American people.
I just
Look,
wanted to
look,
say-
he has a luscious head of hair now after all his hair transplants.
So when you put a
Gender
hat on a hat,
affirming care.
putting a hat on a hat means to do something unnecessarily, to go over the top.
Yeah.
Good bit. Speaking of gender affirming care, I saw that there was an interview with what's his
Pete Hedgehog? No, River Dummy. No.
With somebody cool. The
Somebody
dude what
cool.
played Mad Max and Bane, that guy. What was his name?
Oh, Tom Hardy?
Yeah, Tom Hardy. He talked about how he had hair plugs. So, like, I think that's cool that a dude like that can just be like, yeah, I got him. Like, and that should be fine. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but when you're like this fucking guy and you turn around and attack fucking anybody else who tries getting gender affirming care.
Mm-hmm. Like his own daughter. Alrighty, let's see.
No.
Let's see what Twitter guy has to say.
No.
Voted for.
You're not pooping in front of my desk. No.
Safe cities and sensible
Yes, no,
spending.
Elon, stop.
And
Yeah.
that's what they've gotten.
Elon.
Tremendous
Bad.
amount has been accomplished in the first 100 days. As everyone has said, it's more than has been accomplished in any administration before, ever.
You can ruin our
Ever.
party, but you better not ruin my carpet.
That's right.
I
thought right away too. He was just so strung out. He just didn't know where to start. Like, I forgot my speech. What's the poop status?
She's just staring at me because she knows I'm watching her.
Yeah, that's the trick.
A watch cat never poops. That's what the old wives' tale says, at least.
That's lesson for today, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I gotta see if the Pam Bondi bit in here. Oh, let's see what RFK's brainworm has to say too a little bit, huh? All right. Oh God, is that Linda McMahon? She looks even more like Skeletor now.
They have is not.
No, man, don't talk bad about Skeletor.
Touche. Okay, here's RFK Jr. Bobby.
Over the past 100 days, we are already making America
Thank you much
healthy
for
again.
your extraordinary leadership.
He
Exactly.
announced last week the
What the fuck is extraordinary about it? How
petroleum-based
fucking stupid it is?
Yeah.
His food ties. Within 2 years, within 2 months, we're going to ban the worst 2 of them.
See, I want to see if he's going to bring up again that he's going to find the cause of autism for once and for all.
I think he does in this interview.
On dietary
I think this is the one where he says he's going to find it in September.
That the
By
President Biden's
September.
administration gave us 453 pages. They're basically very loudly and she programmed is for diabetic or pre-diabetic, and
Well, that's true.
paying
We do have a
both
bunch of
that.
fat
We're paying
kids.
we're being banked.
I can't tell if you're just like skipping over. Or actually
I'm skipping. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah.
Harris 2 weeks, Macron's leadership.
Yeah, we don't really want to talk to him that long.
Yeah, I don't really want to listen to any of these people for very long. That's another one I wanted to bring up, is that it looks like, unfortunately, Florida might become the next state to remove fluoride from its drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been going around the state, and different counties near me has done it, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I want to see if I'm skipping ahead a little bit here. I just
lucky children. What is he?
I don't want to go back to that. Okay.
He's asking people to help. Asking
doctors
to help find. Oh, true. Okay.
Hang on. This one's crazy.
This country for child trafficking, and during the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery.
What?
And
I'm sorry. What? They did what now?
Oh.
I don't think
HHS was trafficking
children for sex.
Children, and yeah,
where are all the charges? You should put all those people in jail.
Yeah, if you found out about this, like if there's a paper trail, if there's something that you can see, then
yeah, you should.
I'm all for doing something about this. But he's not. They're just parroting
Yeah, they're
shit.
just making shit up. Yep, it's all fake. All right, I want to see.
It's all projection.
Yeah. Yeah, and so. So now he's going to dunk on trans
other
people.
kind of gender dysphoria practices,
As he does.
and thanks to Elon, we have saved $67 billion at our agency without compromising anyone.
Where?
That's another one we should talk about too, is how much Elon's actually saved.
He's actually spent more money than he saved.
Oh, has that been the determination?
I'm pretty sure it's cost the government like 125 million or something like that, and he's only saved like 50 or some shit.
Before we move on to that, I just want to warn y'all in North Dakota, you guys have the first case of measles reported.
Oh fuck! He was probably in my store today.
He was probably in my store today. Fuck.
They all did like
please
moths
get
to
your
a lamp.
vaccines.
Yep, I'm vaccinated.
You should have. You should have got this when you were like 1. So
I'm old, and even that was an old timey vaccine you had to get. So
that's MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. It's
yep.
required.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely.
Right.
Oh, they wouldn't let you into college here if you didn't have it. I don't think.
Yeah.
So.
All right. And that's all. And the best cure is prevention. So get your vaccines, folks.
Damn straight. JFK. RFK doesn't like him, but fuck that guy. Oh, and then hang on. Here we go.
Our critical program. Mr. President, I want to thank you for your vision, for your leadership, for giving me the 100 busiest days of my life.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Mr. President. They they literally all have to go around and, oh, you're such a great man. Thank you. It's just sad, and they're gonna do this every chance they get because
I take it back. Actually, Doge has cost taxpayers $135 billion in the attempt to cut $2 trillion in federal spending, which they haven't even reached a quarter of. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Because you can't fucking tell me that your fucking stupid ass little department costing people. Yeah, estimated saving. That's more than likely an exaggeration. They're fucking lying about it.
Save money. It takes money to save money. And the thing is, it's not like this money is going back to your pocket. It just gets
and just from this article, it says that figure that I just gave you of $135 billion that they cost us doesn't include the expenses of defending against all the lawsuits
all the
they have
legal
fucking filed.
fees either that we haven't even gotten to.
Yep.
Yup.
What are they cutting here? Let me try to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Here's some of the cuts. I mean, we have most savings, agents of fishing, most savings, the least savings. I don't know what that means. Tracking progress. These are the things that we cut. So
It's a very stupid UI.
Oh, cool. We cut a Center for Justice. That sounds like something I definitely wanted cut. I thought we liked prosecuting criminals.
No.
Yep, a lot of IT internet services getting cut. Those like geographic providers. A1 Fed Impact. Is this the one where we cut? What is this? Well, we'll figure that out later. But let's see what we got here. National Science Foundation cutting, modernization of applications for those things canceled. But these are all unavailable for legal reasons. U.S. aid. Okay, that's fine. Don't explain anything. Oh, look at that, huh? Okay, yeah.
Unavailable. Wow.
Tax processing from Accenture. Accenture is like a big, what you call it? Like
Accenture. They're a big contractor for just in general, but they provide a lot of services to the federal government. Yep. They're right up there with like Deloitte and shit.
To assist data entry. Okay, processing coordinators, support staff to assist with data entry to relieve border agents to perform law. Okay, so we're actually making things less efficient for immigration problems. Okay, that's fine.
It's fine. They're just gonna kick everybody out.
Yeah, we just send them straight to Venezuela. Sorry, straight to El Salvador. Yeah, so it's this is their own thing they choose. These are the own things that they're choosing to publish. So
they're probably.
Sorry.
What?
World Health Organization polio and immunization. Oh.
Sweet.
Oh no, we kind of need that.
Yeah.
We need that. Oh yes.
Oh.
Yeah, all these diseases are gonna make a comeback. Shit's gonna be fucking empty in the fucking stores. Hell yeah.
Who is
unaids? What do you mean unaids? We don't want AIDS. We want unaids.
I think UN AIDS.
It's unaids people.
Yeah,
I think that means that they're like. I don't think it's like
John Hopkins University, like one of the best medical hospitals in the country.
It's one of the best medical. Actually, I was listening to a podcast about all the cuts that HHS has done, and one of them was including a fucking testing laboratory in Florida that is like the only one of its kind in the fucking world.
Oh, sweet. Don't need that at all, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yep, and these cows won't list it, what they're cutting. So, but the other one there that was cut from John Hopkins is trying to find better ways to develop treatment in low resource settings. So this is actually good for like a lot of developing nations and stuff.
Yeah.
So there goes the soft power,
which
again,
we're
right?
going to be again.
We're probably just gonna fracture into a lot of smaller states. It'll be great.
Yeah. You think they'll break California into different states then?
I think they'll break California to like North and South California because you got a lot of outside of the cities. You got a lot of
real Norteños and Sureños thing. Sick. I'm here for it. Okay. So let's see. What else did I? So we talked about it a little bit, but Canada elected a liberal prime minister. I forgot his name. I can only remember.
Mark Carney.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mark Carney.
Thank you. And I saw his acceptance speech. It was real low energy, but I kind of liked it. People were trying to get him fired up, but he was like, "Nah, dog, I'm tired," and he looked tired, and that's okay.
He's allowed to be tired.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I liked this one. So, Robert De Niro had a daughter come out as trans this week, and he wrote a really nice letter about in support and love of because that's still his child. And I think, that's always how I felt about it too, and whatnot. I just thought it was another little nice bright spot amongst a lot of the shit that's going down. So it's nice to see that somebody who's cool like Robert De Niro is also actually just cool. I got the Tea Party.
The Tea Party.
Oh yeah, this is one I saw today. There was a pretty bad wildfire out in New Jersey that was started by 2 teenagers. Except when they were questioned about it, they told the police that Mexicans started the fire.
Of course. Because there's so many Mexicans in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's great. That's great. That's really cool, guys. So, they're definitely going to jail.
Yeah. But if you look at him, he's not wrong. Who started the fire?
Oh,
Hang on.
oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he looks like he could be a customer at my store any day of the week.
He could pass.
He's probably from Pine Barrens. Kind of fucking.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the Jones Road wildfire. That's what it was. Thank you, Tommy.
Yep. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. And look at this man building his.
See, look,
house.
that's the Pine Barrens.
That's pines.
Yeah,
it's a
sure
barren.
is.
Pines that are barren. Pine Barrens.
Yep, that's right.
So, we already talked about this a little bit with the supply chain thing.
Pine Barrens.
Pine Barrens. But shelves are going to be empty in a little bit. And Trump, several aides in the Trump administration have already said they're gathering supplies and hoarding a few things, which doesn't mean you should. But maybe you should. I don't know, a little bit. Always be prepared. Like that's
hoard a little bit as a treat. River. No.
Yeah,
no.
See, I tried to get toilet paper for the store in my grocery order.
No.
They wouldn't give me toilet paper. I'm like, great, it's already getting hoarded. But Trump he's just kind of a cruel asshole most of the time. Trump and dolls.
They're pretty out of touch with what the average person is dealing with. You remember, this man has been born with.
They're all extremely out of touch. I mean, Trump's been fucking super rich for how long?
His entire life. I mean,
even though his fucking businesses keep failing because he's trash at it, he's still fucking rich compared to like, even upper class. Like what we would consider rich is still like not much in comparison.
What he's saying is he's going to make money for us. Everybody gets very rich. He's not talking about you and me.
Lithian in the chat brings up a good point. And he used to get the Australian licorice. And I wonder if it's the Wiley Wallaby stuff and we can't get it anymore. I'm going to be really upset because I like that licorice. But that's what's happening here. And so here's a clip of dictator Trump about fuck them kids at Christmas.
Speech to President Xi of China. That'll happen. Look, right now, and I told you before, they're having tremendous difficulty because their factories are not doing business.
Yeah, because we can't mine it from them.
$1 trillion with Biden, $1 trillion,
made it too
even
expensive.
$1.1 trillion.
Yeah, the kids will only get 2 toys instead of 3.
Yep.
Who the fuck buys toys for the kids anymore?
Right.
Selling us.
Get them to fucking Robux.
Yeah, but we don't need. Somebody said, "Oh, the shelves are going to be open." Well,
yeah. So the shelves are going to be open. Yeah. The people who said that were the CEOs of Walmart and Target, by the way.
Maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30.
Yeah. Maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30.
And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more.
And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more.
I thought we're about taking care of things for the children, protecting the kids, and trying to.
Fuck them kids, I guess.
No, I guess so.
Yeah.
Google,
But
does America hate children?
ChatGPT, does America? It's gonna say yes.
Business Insider, why America hates its children?
Grok's gonna fucking go against what the Republicans want too. They're apparently not really liking Grok anymore because it's woke. Because Grok is woke. You know,
Actually, in my opinion, I think American hate
Black,
actually hates
the
Sorry.
woke mind virus.
Oh, right.
He didn't delete it properly. That's what happens when you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Nope.
So this is the other one that I wanted to bring up. Was this just today or was this yesterday that Trump posted an AI-generated image of himself?
I think it was.
Pope.
I think it may have been yesterday. No. No, you're not coming over here.
See, his cat is trying to poop.
I know.
On the floor,
That's
and mine's trying
that's
to
what we're trying
throw
to
up
do.
on the floor.
Look, this is why we have to keep a separation of church and state. Otherwise, this will show up on your floor. You know.
Exactly. And you don't want either. Pope Trump is both vomit and poop.
Yes.
And some may ask, where is separation of church and state in our Constitution? I'm googling that right
Over
now.
there.
It's called the Establishment Clause. So, but it's paraphrased. Let's see. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the exercise thereof. So, aka separation of church and state.
Boom.
This
right
is literally
there.
the exact opposite of separation of church and state. We want to have God Kings again, and I'm kind of excited for it. But
as a huge Warhammer 40K fan, it's a cautionary tale, guys. We don't want it. I promise you.
it is a cautionary tale. It's a fun game. It's a great lore. I don't want to live in it.
No.
Can I be a space marine?
No.
Oh.
No.
You're going to be corpse starch immediately, like the rest of us.
You're not tall enough.
No.
I'm joining chaos. Yes, that's the actual answer. I don't know that I have any other actual news stories. Oh, the one I forgot about right at the top. Pete Hegseth, Pete Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, Pete Hedgehog in his fucking makeup room.
He's got a $40,000 makeup room in the Pentagon.
How's that for being fucking alpha or whatever the fuck they say?
Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I think it's okay to put on a little makeup, little concealer if you got some blemishes and shit. And I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, but you don't need $40,000 fucking dollars worth of shit, especially not on a taxpayer.
Exactly. You spent 40 grand of taxpayer dollars on a little makeup room so you can just go on Fox and Friends a little bit once in a while. That's fucked up.
And he also, I think he also spent something close to that, if not more, when he moved into a house that was, I mean, it should have already been up to standard, but
yeah,
for whatever fucking reason, he spent X amount renovating it.
Yeah, well, it's because they're getting all this tariff money, but they're just using it for whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, tariff money.
So that was the last one that I have here. Do any of you guys have any news stuff you want to cover before I go on to our thought experiment of the week?
No, not that I can think of.
No, I'm too mad already.
You're too mad already? Yeah, I get it. All right, well, maybe this will help loosen you up. So this has been going around on the TikToks and social media and whatever. But have you guys heard about this, like, 100 dudes versus 1 gorilla debate?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so fucking ridiculous. Didn't it start, like, this past fucking Monday?
Yeah, I don't know.
It once a week, every day.
That's when I started seeing it. It was, like, Monday, and then it's just been fucking everywhere, you know, like...
Do you have the original clip that started it all?
I don't
know.
know. I have no idea what started it all.
Let me see. I think my brother literally just sent it to me like before this podcast started. Let me see if we can go pull it up. So I asked him like, where was the origin of the thing? He's on top of these things. Let me 1 moment, please.
While you look for that, Monkey, who would win? 100 men or 1 gorilla?
Is this real? I don't really think that there's much of a debate. I think the gorilla would absolutely fucking wreck.
Really?
Yes.
All right, here's what I think's going to happen. I think...
Right, before you respond, I want to send you some real details. So here, I sent it to you in private. So this is the initial video to give people why you're wrong.
Okay.
So go for it. Well, yeah, I'll send it to you directly so you can have the audio show to our people.
Okay, sure. Okay, I want to make sure I get this set up right so they can see it. Okay. They should be able to. Okay.
Versus a single adult gorilla. The highly anticipated event, organized by YouTuber Mr. Beast.
Okay, so this is already like AI slop nonsense too, but we'll continue.
Tragedy today.
We had a whole plan. Gary made a PowerPoint.
Authorities are calling the incident a gross lapse in judgment. Mr. Beast, however, referred to it as a banger.
He went through 87 of us with ease. He's like the Bonnie Blue of gorillas.
The event, dubbed Harambe's Revenge, started as a simple internet debate.
Someone on the internet said gorillas get tired fast. Guess what? He didn't. He didn't even yawn.
The rules were simple: no weapons, no armor, and victory declared only if the gorilla was.
Yeah, see, that's
At one
the
point,
thing. No weapons, no armor. Gorillas
was like a Beyblade. Dude activated a Super Smash Brothers finisher.
Mr. Beast claimed this was his most epic challenge yet, with contestants reportedly offered $10,000.
Well, that's pretty funny. I like that a lot. However, I'm still going by my you just got to get one guy to lead, right? All right. You get one guy to lead. You got 100 dudes. That's a lot of fucking people. You surround that gorilla, he's not going to know where to go. Everybody just fucking dog piles on him from all sides. I'm not saying 8 or 9 guys aren't going to get turned into meat paste, because they might. They probably will. But I think eventually, like, you're going to get enough dudes on top of that gorilla. So, yeah, and that's, and Lithian in the chat brings up a good point. You, like, it's going to be tough. You're only really going to be able, like, to at most get, like, 15 dudes around him. And then, like, you're going to have to keep everybody else close. Because I think a gorilla could absolutely fuck up 15 dudes like nothing. So,
I mean, I think we might have a chance as humans. It's like, you know, the typical mountain gorilla, I guess, silverback, weighs between like 300 to like 485 to 500 pounds.
yes.
It's like, that's not as bad. And I got some customers that are about that weight.
Yeah, same.
So, yeah, so we could be able to take them down.
I've dated girls bigger than that.
Same.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, okay, so like, but the problem is, once you see the first man gets ripped in half, I don't know if anybody else is going to follow after that.
Well, listen, if there's like, everybody who survives gets $1 million, are you fucking kidding me? I'm going to throw people at that gorilla.
You know, it's be like, what? And then this pops, and then, you know, I don't see it. I think we would have the issue. I think is going to be a battle of morale.
That's
because, you know, everybody wants to be the 99th or, you know, guy to go down, but no, the first charge.
No, see, what I think they should do is a Fortnite style thing, where you have an island, and there's like a super gorilla on it, and then 100 humans get thrown out of a bus with parachutes. And they have to band together to figure out how to stop the super gorilla. I'd watch that on pay-per-view.
Al, thoughts on your chances against Super Gorilla now that you have?
No, man. I think Super Gorilla was still fucking thumped.
But what if I said you could use like knives and axes to do field craft stuff?
I mean, I guess, but.
Make a giant like punji pit to lure him into.
Okay, so if we use the power of our evolution of a slightly bigger brain,
yes,
can we defeat the gorilla?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how we would have done it before, is we use tools.
I still have my doubts.
Yeah,
if man cannot beat bear, how can man beat gorilla?
There will be blood. No matter what, there will be a lot of blood. So, I don't recommend it. I don't want to do it. All right. So, I think that's a good amount of news and talking for this week. Thank you again for all being here. This has been Crying is a Free Action podcast. And we're going to take a little break, and then I think we're going to play some Enshrouded.
All right.
Does that sound all right? Alrighty. Well, thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
we can go scout whatever.
We're gonna go scouting for our new kingdom. So thank you, everybody who listened. If you like this, please send it to somebody who would like it or find it relevant, or somebody you think you can educate with it. We're not exactly educators. We're reactors, more or less now. Anyways, it's good to just have people talk about things, though. And so if you don't like it, leave a comment why. Or you probably know me personally, so you can just come and tell me. Other than that, thank you for being here. Al and Tommy, thank you for being here as always.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Have a good night, everybody.